Now, while I'm on that word of civilisation, the words that we're told in Australia now is that they will normalise us, they will mainstream us, and we will be civilised. And I kind of don't want to be a white civilised person because they have a way of justifying why they can kill Aboriginal people, why they can remove them, and why they know better than us on how to deal with us. It's pretty scary. And I'm figuring out why people can't even look after themselves. They put a government in place to do that. And they're quite happy to be told by their government where to walk, where to talk, where to congregate, and in America if you want to bear arms. So it's pretty scary, and it's pretty sad because the word civilisation seems to be the biggest lie that has come with every colonist that's ever colonised any country in the world. I wonder how many people have buried up to 13 family members in 1 year in this country. My family die of stress. My family die of broken hearts. My family die because they're not on their country, participating in their culture. And we're 2% of the Australian population. And we have more laws placed on us and more restrictions placed on us. And the rest of the world doesn't care. It's acceptable. And when it comes to uranium mining, my families will be forced into institutions that will teach them numeracy and literacy skills. Because apparently we don't know those things. So if you've got any extra spare dollars, you can pay my university bill on the way out if you want. My family who live out bush have very little job opportunities because our stations are being computerised. So that means a computer will open a gate at the local watering hole for the cattle. It will take out any feral animals that have been brought over, like foxes, sheep, and all them other things. But it also takes away the native animals like kangaroos and anything else that wants to drink water that they can smell in the air. And only the cattle will go through to the watering hole. And if the station man wants to start trucking that cattle, it then opens another gate that pushes the cattle into a penned area, and the truck just has to drive up and take the cattle away. My great-grandmother built the industry in our particular area. She bore 10 children to station men. She rode a horse while she was pregnant. She looked after the station while the station man was away in the 41 war. And then she was removed because at that time it was illegal to have relationships with the native population. So she was removed and 2 white women were brought over from England to marry these 2 brothers, and they lived happily ever after. While my great-grandmother was escorted into town by the police with her children. Out of that family came my grandfather, and he lived in the era of assimilation. Assimilation in Australia was that you gave up your culture, your people, your language, your customs, and you had to act white and be white. And that lasted for a long time and has had detrimental effect on many, many families in Australia to this day, where they're ashamed to say that they're Aboriginal, or they just deny that they're Aboriginal, or they say they're Afghans, or they say they're Indians, because they don't get as much trouble as saying that you're an Aboriginal and you don't cop the racism to your face. Well, now that's all changed with this new policy, and we don't have any rights whatsoever. We will be mainstreamed, and we use that word acting. We act white, we will act civilised, and we will still hold on to our culture, and we'll still hold on to our language and our ceremonies, and we will do like we did in the past for 200 years, do it secretly, do it at night, and do it away from white people so we do not get caught. Our connection with the land is that we don't own the land. The land owns us. There is no reason for human beings to be on the earth. The earth will continue without us. And all we have done, and I'm sorry to swear, is fuck it up. And the thing is that we're told that the next generation, which is you guys, will have the education and the smarts. Yous will have the smarts to fix up our problems that we've left for you. And I don't think we have the moral right as your elders to leave the mess for you to fix up. I don't think we have the right to pollute water, air and land for you to fix up. That's not how my families think. That's not how all Indigenous families think from everywhere around the world. We do not want the next generation to try and get water out of rock, to try and get air out of sludge, and try and get food out of the bottom of the sea that's all full of algae. But we can't do it without you. We need your education skills, we need your energy, and we need your fight, because they're pushing Indigenous people to pick up arms and to be, as I've been referred to recently, as militants. If you guys don't pull your fingers out and don't start seeing what the government is doing to you and what it is doing to other countries, September 11th is only the beginning, because we will not follow America's example. We do not like America's example, and we do not accept that you're the super race that is going to lead us into the future. So please, go out there, get onto your internet that my family have no access to, and find out about what's happening in the world, because it affects you. The wind affects you. The rain affects you. And it will for thousands of years. And you can bury my culture. And you can bury every other Indigenous culture and pretend that you're the great civilised world. But you will be told over and over again by the next generations, why did you fuck it up? Why? Thank you.